Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So it was just reported today that Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev, they were supposed to kick off their press conference, which they did, and for whatever reason, Andre Ward, he didn't show up. So now, of course, there's already speculation and all type of assumptions flying every which way. Of course, the natural inclination from the decafs is Andre Ward is afraid, and really he moved all the way up to light heavyweight to sign a 3-fight contract deal just because really he can never shake that coincidental yellow streak that's on his back that all coincidental list fighters are supposed to have. Now let me digress. So anyway, this is the deal. Like I said, there was a press conference today. Sergey Kovalev, he showed up. Andre Ward did not show up. Now, according to reports, one of the main roadblocks in negotiations right now is where this fight is going to take place. I myself was under the impression the fight was going to be in Las Vegas, and that seems like a great place to host a fight, in my own personal opinion. But once again, this is just talks. We don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. Now, when it comes to Kathy Duva, Kovalev's promoter, whatever she says, I take with a grain of salt, because sometimes she's on her Bob Arum / Freddie Roach. And what I basically mean by that is Kathy Duva, for the longest, she's been saying that negotiations have been going smoothly. But now, all of a sudden, she's saying that Rock Nation are the most difficult people to deal with, and so on and so forth. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and quote exactly what she had to say about this matter. Quote, "I guess a living hell is a pretty good description of the negotiations. There's a lot of nice people at Rock Nation, but unfortunately, the leadership of the company is just not capable of dealing with this fight. I can only come to the conclusion that perhaps on their side is some problem with Andre Ward. We expect the fight will be taking place somewhere. We have a deal with T-Mobile as far as I'm concerned." End quote. So it's obvious now why Kathy Duva wants to fight at the T-Mobile Arena. Like she said, they have a deal over there. That makes sense. To me, there's a lot of undertones and double talk when I listen to Kathy Duva talk. And this is not the first time. I mean, I remember when Sergey Kovalev basically called Adonis Stevenson a monkey, and John Pascal was offended, and he called Kovalev a racist. Kathy Duva, she defended Sergey Kovalev by ripping into John Pascal and making it seem like Pascal calling Kovalev a racist was far more offensive than Kovalev calling Adonis a monkey. And then, of course, there was the times when I interviewed Kathy Duva, and when she kept saying that Adonis is just scared, he doesn't want to fight, I kept trying to get her to elaborate on that. I mean, I was asking her, like, I mean, what makes you feel he's just completely afraid? And she just kept saying, trust me, he's afraid. That's all it is, he's afraid. You know, usually when people accuse someone of being afraid, they'll give you examples. They'll be like, oh, because he vacated the belt and I called him directly and he said, talk to my manager. Or we offered him $1 million and he said, I want $8 million. Usually there's some type of story like that. But with Kathy Duva, it was just Adonis is a chicken. Adonis is afraid, and that's all that's to it. So to me, there's some undertones. There's some undertones of Andre Ward being afraid. And then I also noticed that when Kathy Duva, when she says Rock Nation is not capable of putting together a fight like this, of this magnitude, she talks about the leader of this company basically being incapable of putting together a card like this. But then right after she says that, she turns around and she says, the only conclusion that I can draw is that Andre Ward personally doesn't want the fight. So you have to ask yourself, which one is it? Do you believe Roc Nation is just incapable of putting together a fight? Or is it Andre Ward is the problem and it's not Roc Nation's fault directly? Let me say this. Right now, once again, it's very early stages. I believe the fight is going to happen. I don't know exactly where the fight is going to be at, but I believe no matter where the fight is going to take place, both parties are going to sign a contract to make this fight come to fruition. I mean, there's a lot of speculations. There's a lot of things we could assume right now. For all we know, it could be the fact that Andre Ward, he just had a fight on Saturday, and for him to turn around and do a press conference, 2 days later, maybe he wanted to rest on a Monday since he knows this fight. Or maybe it is just the location. We really don't know right now. Things are really vague right now. And once again, whatever Kathy Duva says, bless her heart, but you have to take it with a grain of salt. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Andre Ward, hopefully Andre Ward shows up at the next press conference. Once again, hopefully this was just a case of him needing some rest and them needing to figure out, where the fight will take place. We'll see. But I truly believe the fight is going to happen. It's funny because this is already reminiscent of Mayweather-Pacquiao, where I know a lot of decafs, they're going to automatically blame the fighter on the coincidental list, and they're going to start saying he's afraid and he's not going to fight. Sergey Kovalev. I mean, quite frankly, anything is possible. But me personally, I don't believe that. And especially by hearing Kathy Duva basically say, we accept the fight will be taking place somewhere. For her to say that, that just goes to show you that the location issue is not going to be that much of a problem and can easily be resolved. So that's pretty much all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.